3, 2,
Oh, give me so much space. Never mind, I have a fucking squirrel girl.
We better be
Oh
on the right
god.
side of this, 'cause I ain't never
I have a
getting
human
back
turret.
again.
Why did I do that? I don't know why I did that, but I had fun, so it was worth it. I meant to throw this and then keep going forward and then TP back at it, but I was having so much fun shooting her that I just I just didn't care. I was having fun shooting her, so I didn't give a fuck to put the thing down and teleport away. It's just for playing dive. Don't be greedy like what I just did.
I'm dead.
Can't give you tips for playing dive when I don't know what dive character you're playing. Damn, that damage reduction is good. Whoa, bro. Holy shit, Sparkle does so much fucking damage. What the fuck? They have a torch? Almost killed his ass too.
Just started my climb. Ain't stopping yet.
I'm not actually locking for this one. I respect the hold from
Back up, back up, back up, back up.
I respect the hold attempt from thing right there. Just a stall.
We need this human torch to die.
Can I ban him? Ban who?
So can somebody please kill him?
Kill who? Torch? I got you.
Yeah, he's 0 death. He hasn't died.
I mean, Jubilee also has 0, but I got you.
Kill Jubilee.
Torch behind.
You wasted her all.
That guy's dead.
Moon Knight. Moon Knight can die.
Yeah, we could actually end up losing this. This torch is actually pretty good. So I will be locking in for this one.
Torch behind us.
Why would I peek out into endless ult for that doesn't
Okay, well, there's also been multiple times you let me fucking die because you're in the front line, bro.
maybe
Just make
you
it
should
sense.
push up and play with me.
Make it
then.
make sense, bro.
Oh,
I mean, you're
Why are
on
you in the
Cloak and
front
Dagger. I
line,
feel
bro?
like it's pretty
Oh.
hard
Why are you in
to
the
die
front
on
line?
Cloak
Why are
and
you in the
Dagger.
front line? Why are you in the fucking front line?
Uh-oh.
As a
It's
healer,
pretty
why are
hard
you
to
in the
die
front
on
line as a
Cloak and
healer?
Dagger.
Why are you? No, we know the
No,
cooldowns are on
it's
there.
pretty hard to die on Cloak and Dagger.
This is peak rifle.
it truly is. You can tell. You can tell who actually like plays like the characters. I doubt he plays support pool. He's probably a dive player. Cause they always be, all the dive players always be like, how you dying as CND? That's always their first go-to. I mean, they're not wrong to say that, but that's always their first argument. You can tell he doesn't actually play support pool. He probably played a DPS one. I doubt he actually plays support pool. He just wants to play that pool. What? You got bodied, I can't lie. Just break my ankles? Oh my gosh, she did.
Nowhere yet. Going to overtime.
Ain't ready for oblivion yet. Beautiful, baby. By the eye of Agamotto.
Airball.
Us against the world.
To be fair, it wasn't an air ball. I dodged it, but holy damage! What the fuck? Bro, I'm in a C&D ult and I'm a tank.
Yo soy el final.
Are you happy, folks? Did I hear you enough?
Holy shit!
Don't have time for
Time to
stupid ass
switch
people.
things up.
You don't have
Especially
time?
guys, no.
I mean,
Talk your
maybe
shit,
I'll
queen.
just, like, load up
Talk
and
your shit,
say-
queen. Talk your shit, queen.
Type
He
shit.
can talk to himself for the rest of the fucking
Type
game.
shit.
I don't give a fuck.
Yo, she's mad. Oh, this guy
Let
racist.
Pop off, I guess.
He racist as shit. Let me see if I get him chat banned. Hold on. Let me see if I get him chat banned. Let me see if I get him chat banned. Racist. Don't lie.
30 seconds before you attack.
Let me see if I get him chat banned. Man with small strip. Damn, he say yo. She say yo meat small. You just gonna take that? That shit
Why would
crazy,
I care
bro.
about her opinion?
I mean, you responding to her, so hey, you clearly care, bro. She say yo meat small,
I
bro.
responded to her saying that she's not white. She's obviously.
But how would you know she's white though?
You can tell. You can tell.
Nah, I can't. So you gotta like break it down for me. I'm literally asking you. I can't tell.
It's the
He's not gonna be able
entitled
to give you a
behavior.
reason, bro, and I'm not. Like,
It's the what?
or just in the bag, actively.
How would you know she's white?
So what was the reasoning on white? Did he tell you yet?
Nah, he ain't respond.
No, I did. I said it's because she's entitled.
Wait, so you're saying all white girls are entitled? I don't think that's how that
Every
works.
last one of them.
Well, why you? What you got
Like,
against
I
white
asked
girls?
him to look at me? I literally asked him to just look at me. That's
What you
bad.
got against white girls, bro?
Nothing.
Yeah, then why you say they entitled? Did somebody? Did one of the white girls like hurt you? Like they break up with you or dump you or something? Or what happened?
Work in the back.
They broke your heart?
I wonder why it's got a small dick.
Damn. Okay, I would not take that, but hey, man.
You can take it like a good boy for telling the truth.
So discriminating.
You just gonna let her say your meat small, bro? Come on, bro. You gotta say something back.
Why would I care
He's
about
not
a
responding.
white
He
woman's
knows it
opinion?
is. He's real.
She's literally
He's a male man.
on your ass, bro. She said you going to take it like a good boy. I'm crying. She said you can't say nothing. You gotta take it like a good boy.
Go, Emma. Getting in the back. Got here because I didn't know.
And he died. Rip.
I'm instigating. What's all the combat to go stupid?
Why does Cloak have a Lucia move?
Force in the back.
Torsion the back? I still want to win the fucking match though, because I'm playing with my friends. I don't want them to D rank.
He ran. Watch out on your left.
Wait, so like, I still want to know, like, why do you hate white girls? What happened?
I never said that.
You get like, you was playing in the snow. You got frostbites or something, or what happened?
Like if she was like black or Latinx, yeah, I'll argue. But I'm not gonna argue with the white women.
Why you gotta bring race into this though?
Like don't argue
We're
with
on the
white
back.
women.
She's not even white though, like.
She's not white though, so like,
She is. I don't argue with white women.
but she literally isn't white though.
She is. Don't believe her lies. That's also a trait of them.
What?
Lie.
Yo, someone hurt you. You was playing in the snow. You got frostbite. Somebody hurt you. I'm here for you, bro. Let's talk about it. Yo, they got the point, by the way, team.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Widow, oh my god. Oh man. This girl is actively in the back too.
Somebody hurt him. He was playing in the snow. Somebody hurt him. And I want to know what happened. What's the tea? What's the tea? He got his heart broken. Shelter from dummy far down.
They got behind us.
He keeps back happening. Is it Widow?
I think it was Luna and
Moon Knight and Venom just touched the fuck out of me with happened, I'm not gonna lie. Being touched, actively.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Fuck.
And I'm kind of
She
like
does
the
too much
only
damage.
one
I can't do
who-
that. She does too much damage. I can't 1v1 her at low HP. If I at least half, I'd beat her, but my skills were on cooldown as well.
Widow in the back.
You get that guy some therapy.
Widow is in the back.
Why don't you turn around and kill her then?
That's a support, bro.
Yep. So I'm a support. I'm killing people.
I mean, yeah, but you're Deadpool,
So I'm a support.
bro. Bro, you are like an off support, bro. Character's like not even like a real support for real.
Yeah, they're locked.
Anyways, can we lock in team before we lose? I'd like to win this.
Let him in the bag.
Yeah, what is it?
Let him on me.
Yo soy el final.
Got him. This widow, bro. Yeah, get a portal going ASAP.
We already
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
He's gonna die.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I blame the Deadpool, bro.
It's a GG. I had 40k healing and this Deadpool couldn't do shit. Oh my god.
Yo, Deadpool, you gotta step it up, man. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
Nah,
I
it's your-
don't know which white lady hurt you, bro, but I'm praying for you, bro. I hope you get her back, man.
Bonus on your buns.
I'm buns, but I had 40k healing. We'll get back.
Stop instigating, bro. No, he dead ass sound hurt. No, you can't deny it. He sound hurt. He is hurt. Motherfucker got 30k healing. Yo, shit. He do not play support pool. If he does, he's really bad at it. I can't lie, because support pool heals a fuckload. It played properly. His profile's in. I bet you he don't main support. I bet you he don't. He actually plays DPS pool or tank pool. I bet you he don't. You can tell by the way he blaming supports. You can tell he played DPS pool. He don't actually play that shit. Was he using the gun ult too? I don't know. He better not have been. Anyway, you can tell he sound hurt. Somebody hurt him. I just want to get to the bottom of this. Somebody hurt him. He was quick to blame her and call her a white lady, and he said, "I don't argue with white girls." What? Nah, you know somebody hurt him. Who says that? I don't argue with white girls. Yeah, his ex probably argued like fucking crazy with him. You just know it. Cause ain't no way you just say that shit. It was arguing crazy. And Dabo, thanks for the raid. I ain't